You want to move your water bottle? I'm glad it's closed.
I was really hoping it would
It was not. There
loft
was
a little
no
more.
chance it was gonna.
It would have been cool though.
Yeah, worth a shot.
Yeah, thank you. Anyway, all right, we'll go 3, 2. Hey guys, thank you so much for your continued support on the channel. We really, really appreciate it. We're taking a bit of an intermission this week, but it's really because we're kind of planning out the next 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of October. We got a couple really big things coming, our first series, and we're really excited to kind of get that going. And we're taking this week off partly because we just have a lot to get to, and we want to do it kind of together so we can release it in the way that we thought was best.
Yeah, so we've got our first series coming up. Like Gus said, we're really going to embrace Halloween, give you a couple really busy final 2 weeks of October. We're busy recording. Next week, look out for just kind of our introduction into horror. We're calling this series Front Row Frights. So next week, we're going to talk about why horror is overlooked as a genre, why jump scares really aren't that scary. There, I said it. We don't even need to make a video.
Boom.
And then the week of Halloween, we'll have our busiest week yet. We're going to release Monday through Friday. Halloween's that Saturday. So Monday, we're breaking down our top 5 horror movies of all time for both of us. Starting Monday with Hush and The Shining. Tuesday with Sinister and Alien. Wednesday with The Babadook, and that's kind of a tie for both of us, so that'll be the show that day. Thursday, It and The Thing, and then Friday, our top 1 for each of us, Psycho and The Descent. Gus, I'm excited for this.
I'm really excited for this. I'm excited a lot because I'm kind of new into horror. Like I couldn't really stomach horror until I was probably 18 or 19 years old, like well into college. When I was a kid, I was just kind of a scaredy cat. Like I was really afraid of horror, so I never got into it. So, for the past, I guess, about 4 or 5 years, I've just been like consuming so much horror that it's really exciting for me, one, to talk about kind of movies so far that I've really felt influenced by and that I really enjoy to watch, especially during Halloween season, and also to kind of do, this first week of this series talking more about kind of the current influence of the horror genre. I think the two topics we're discussing kind of go hand in hand really well, and I'm glad we're kind of talking about both of them separately, because I think they both deserve their own time, but also, I think there is a lot of things that they have in common kind of in the realm of film.
Yeah, and I'm actually the same way. I didn't even know that about you. I didn't start watching horror movies until probably my freshman year of college.
No way.
So very recent.
Nice.
Partially because I was just being scared, and partially because I didn't quite realize what horror could be and what good horror movies could be.
What it meant to actually be a good horror film.
Exactly. And I started with essentially the classics. I watched The Shining. I watched Children of the Corn. I watched all of The Exorcist. All of those, classic 80s horror movies.
60s, 70s, 80s horror.
That really kicked off the genre. And I mean, to this day, I think a lot of those are better than what we get to see now. But we'll, of course, get into that with our discussions next week. But I'm ready. Horror has become one of my favorite genres.
One of my absolute
scary movies,
favorites.
I think, have so much potential. I'm excited about our first real kind of mini series here to finish up October, bring us into the theater going season, hopefully in November.
Hopefully, we'll see. We're still kind of on the fence about that. It's still
we're hoping to get there.
We're aiming at a moving target.
Yeah.
I think we have a good list of movies. We only have one overlap, which I kind of thought we might have had more. But I'm really glad we didn't. And I think we don't have a lot of overlap, and we have a lot of different horror type movie, like the type of horror we're getting. Like we have atmospheric horror, we have sci-fi horror, we have super claustrophobic horror, we have some Stephen King horror, which was bound. I mean, if we didn't have a Stephen King movie in there, I think we would have had to reevaluate what we were talking about.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited to talk about kind of the variety of the movies, and I think it's going to be fun. I always like talking about things that are kind of new. Like I've been watching movies since I was a kid, like 4 or 5 years old. And I watched action movies since then. I've watched dramas since then. I've watched animated movies since then. And that was, like 20 years ago. And horror has been 5 of those. Like, it's been so like tiny and contained. So like when I talk about horror, it's like kind of this exciting, it still feels new almost. It's like this new thing I get to talk about. It's like looking at a new car. You're like, wow, this is really cool, and you're trying to find all the little intricacies that you can, whereas maybe with other genres you don't quite get as much. So that's one thing that's it's kind of good timing that we hit October when we did.
I think it's gonna play out real well, hopefully for our audience too. I mean, we have like you said, we have a lot of diversity in our list there. There's something that hopefully everybody can enjoy, from classics to newer stuff. And we're kind of going to learn what we might think is scary versus one another versus the audience. And for for casual moviegoers, they might not read into scary movies and the horror genre as much as we do. So I'm excited to kind of bring that new perspective and bring that new angle to the discussion. So
I agree, man. Really looking forward to it, guys. Be sure to stay tuned. Like we said, we got 2 episodes next week. We've got 5 episodes the week after that, Monday through Friday. We're getting 1 out each day. They're going to be probably a little shorter than most of what we've released so far since we started. We're trying to, with this series at least, we're trying to give you something in a little more digestible chunks. And also, obviously because we want to pack so much in, we want to kind of give ourselves some breathing room too. Because if we did 7 episodes an hour long each, that would be, I mean, we work full-time jobs. It's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to squeeze that in. But like I said, really excited. We're going to have the list here on this video. So if you want, follow along 2 weeks from now when we start doing movie reviews. Let us know what you think, when they release, before they release. Send us your thoughts, and be sure to like this video, subscribe, hit the bell, subscribe to our podcast. It's on Apple, it's on Spotify, it's on Stitcher. It's wherever you can actually find your favorite audio shows. So be sure to check it out there too. I think that's it.
That's it, dude.
Sweet. Let's talk horror, bro. Come on. Let's do it.